Hey guys, how's it going? Once again, this is another week where there was not a Q&A for some reason. Not sure why yet, but Oscar did point out that they did something similar last year around this time leading up to the WGP. So hopefully next week or at latest the week after, we'll have the Q&As again to give you guys the normal Force of Will news you're used to. But in the meantime, I thought I'd give you guys sort of an update on the recent ARG that just took place so you can sort of get an idea of not only what happened, but these last sort of good decks we have going out of the cluster, and I'll explain what's going to be probably happening to some of them going forward and different things like that. So we had the ARG Nationals, so the only way to get into this was by winning one of the previous ARGs post a certain date. I'm not sure the exact ways to do it, but invitation or by this sort of fun competitions they did where it was 3v3 pods where you were on a team of 3, you did 1v1 games against other people, and if you win or lose you get a certain amount of points, and if your team gets enough points you're able to participate. I believe it's something like that, Oscar was explaining. But so as such, 54 people showed up. It was the head judge was Stephanie Shaw. If you guys don't know her, she's a very popular judge. One thing to note is that this was in fact the last ARG that's going to be done by the company that runs it, the ARG. They said that they would possibly be willing to do more depending on if Force of Will is able to work with them more thoroughly in the future. Not quite sure what that means, if like Force of Will wasn't as supportive with them or what was going on there. But so I guess we'll just wait and see if the Force of Will company does something to help support them more so they can do more ARGs, or if they decide to cut ties completely and become completely in-house with the competitions. I don't know, we'll sort of wait and see. But as of right now, this is the last ARG. Top 8 rulers consisted of Lumia, Prisha, Kaguya 4.0, Blazer, Foxes, and the evil Idrisil tree. So it's pretty cool. The final match came down between the Lumia versus the Blazer Fairies deck, and Lumia ended up winning it out. That was the deck was piloted by Alex Blandon, and so that's pretty interesting that Lumia, well, I guess Lumia is a strong ruler, so it's not that surprising, but out of all the Foxes you would expect that Fox would top out. So it's pretty cool that some other rulers were able to come out there, and once again you're still seeing this sort of diverse meta. The evil tree sort of took over for a little bit, but as soon as people realized sort of the trick behind it and all that, it feels like it died out a bit because of that. And post rotation, it's going to just completely die out. It's all the cards that make it really strong are going to be rotating out, which is ones that went with Timeline Arsonist, those types of cards. And so I think it'll still be a decent deck, especially for your locals and things like that. There's some deck ideas that I feel like could possibly be exploited in it that haven't yet, but as far as like topping in the top 8s and stuff, that's gone unless they introduce some cards in the future to support it. As of right now, there's no indication that they're going to be supporting hardly anything really from anything pre-Rhea cluster, which is you know, for the best in the long term of the game, but as of right now it's going to be sort of a rocky transition. Also, as you see, Prisha died down. She's down to only 1 in the top 8. She's still a versatile ruler. I think she's always going to be a decent ruler no matter what, but just the overwhelming power has died down a lot. There's 3 Foxes, so that's sort of the big deck right now, and it was projected to be a really big deck post-rotation as well, because you lose a couple cards in it, but nothing that's vital to the deck. But what does get lost is one of the cards that countered it, which was Prison of the Lunar Lake. That's one of the main counters to the deck, and you're losing that as well as a couple other things that helped against it. However, as you guys saw with the water decks, or the water spoilers that are in the Ancient Knights booster box, if you didn't see that, we have a video of Joe from Joe's Corner going over it. But we have our handy dandy dolphin that cancels automatic abilities. Doesn't destroy the resonator like Lunar Lake did, but it's 1 cost less, and you don't have to have a water stone, and it's quick cast. So there's a lot of things that make it really good still. So it'll shut down at least the early game Fox, kind of. He'll still be able to have a big old 1200 Chimera, but if you'll be able to get rid of its automatic ability. So they're short stones, and they're getting rid of stones by banishing Killing Stone, and not being able to bring them back out would hurt them quite a bit. And there's plenty of cards like that can kill, like Chimera, for example, like Gale Force, that's just a 1 cost and so forth. So Fox will still be pretty strong, but depending on the strength of these new rulers and the support for them, it could even out pretty much almost like how it is right now with the variety of there's 3 Fox in the top 8 and then a variety of other cards. If you guys are interested in what those top 8 decks were, we'll be posting the lists of those to our Facebook page. Hopefully by the time this video is out, maybe a little bit after, I'm not sure at the time, but just be sure to go in the description below. You can go to our Facebook page and so you can get access to those. But yeah, unfortunately, that's all the news really to report on. I'm going to try and be more vigilant on gathering up any tidbits of information we get, assuming there might not be a Q&A next week. Hopefully, we'll be having some cool gameplay coming out. I put together a deck using the starter deck ruler and the cards that have been spoiled that support him so far, and I'm going to be doing a game against Oscar, so that hopefully might be coming out tomorrow. We'll see. I'm hoping to put it out pretty soon here so you guys can sort of take a look at it. We have a lot of stuff in the works, so make sure you guys, once again, like our Facebook page or join the Discord chat to stay up to date with that, as well as give suggestions of videos or games or decks and different things like that you'd like to see. We have actually a pretty interesting deck coming out that we're going to be showcasing in a game that we were asked to show. So some pretty cool stuff coming forward. So see you guys next time.